Jewelry Bonney's devil fruit is probably stronger than Luffy's, or just as strong. It's insane. Like the two of their fruits play around with the idea of imagination. When you actually sit back and think about it, Luffy's is legitimately tied to freedom and imagination. And in Saint Saturn, in the manga, he says, its ability can transform you into a state that matches any future perceived to be possible. So let's say if it just only affects you, right? We're not talking about an awakened form, like how Luffy can mess with his environment as soon as he awakened Gear 5. Bonney, she can imagine her future self, let's say 10 years from now, like what she would look like. Just imagine it, right? And then she can create it. But then Saint Saturn goes into say, but that means the possibilities become limited as your future becomes more certain as you uncover the truth. So I'm assuming, like, as he's saying, the older you get, the more truths that you gain, the more perspective that you see about yourself and your reality, you lose that power. It doesn't become as strong. Like, if you look at the imagination between a child and an adult, it's unlimited. Like, their imagination is unlimited. You won't even understand a child sometimes. And then you end up thinking like, you know what? I used to be like that as a kid. Further on, Saint Saturn says, its powers might allow you to transform into any future, but the more you know of reality, the narrower your future possibilities become. So that goes back into what I was saying is like, as you get older, you start becoming more like woke, right? Like you start seeing the world for what it truly is, and then that drowns out your imagination. Is kind of like how I'm perceiving it. Further on to say, you want to believe in Nika, don't you? Nika is real. Ever since the day my father became a cyborg that obeys your orders, I've been searching for Nika, hoping that he'll be able to free Daddy.
Hey yo, what the
Pause.
fuck?
And your current weakness is evidence that you've begun to think he's not real. Your father believed in the idiotic legend of the Buccaneers as well. He said to me, I want to save people like Nika does. You remember, if you've gotten far enough into the manga, she wanted a Nika-ish future, and then she summoned, pretty much, she turned her fist into a giant fist, and she's not made out of rubber or anything. She didn't blow into her arm and then do a Gear 3 punch, you know what I'm saying? She wanted a future. She imagined a future where she was like Nika. That is crazy. Like, if she can actually like have like a photographic memory and then picture herself as whatever it is that she's thinking of, she can become that, right? And I'm not talking about like, I imagine myself, I'm a cannon, and then you turn into a cannon. But to be honest, who knows like what her ability could do? Like, that is crazy.
Distortion future.
During the Egghead arc, you can see that she can change her age, but she still retains the mind of a 12-year-old. You know what I'm saying? So she can turn into an old lady, she can turn into a middle age, she can turn into a teenager. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much how everybody perceives her fruit on like a surface level. She could just change her age. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would think like, okay, that's cool. Like, that ability is pretty tight if you want to sneak on to like some carnival rides or a rated R movie. You know, you can change your age and enter into the club. It doesn't really seem too useful, right? You're like, it's kind of, that's like another ability in the world of One Piece. No, she has Metania Mira. I'm probably butchering that. Let me say it again. Distortion future, Nika Metania Maria. I probably butchered it, but you know, somebody, you know, cut me some slack. She can just imagine herself in a Nika-like state. She pretty much has the Nika fruit in a sense through imagination, right? Like, if she can imagine that she has the Nika fruit, she's got it. Toshisuki. It literally means trace death thrust. Bonney can channel her power through a staff weapon, de-aging a foe with a strike. In this case, the target's lost years are manifested in the form of glittering jewels of various shapes and sizes. So she stabbed him in the stomach. It didn't pierce him. It just, you know, kind of like little jab in his gut, and then you see all the jewels spill out, and then he turned into a child, you know. But they're supposed to go back to their normal state after some time, right? It's not permanent. And then she's got another ability, Oil Shock. Bonney can apply her powers to non-living objects, causing metal to corrode, rust, and fall apart. Whenever I saw that ability, it took me off guard, because I thought that she can use that on people as well. Like, it started making me think of like some My Hero Academia, Shigaraki. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was assuming that Bonney can touch somebody and then just turn them into death. You know what I'm saying? And then it just thought she could do that to people's bodies. She's got another ability, NDE. Bonney channels this technique through a pistol, shooting the intended target. Rather than a typical wound, the victim ages rapidly until reduced to bones, but then is quickly restored to life and health. Though very shaken and afraid due to some sort of hallucinations, it is implied this forces the victim to undergo a near-death experience, causing fear and possibly psychological trauma. She can release DMT in your brain, which would make you relive from the time that you were born to the time that you age. Like, you are literally experiencing a near-death experience. Her ability is insane. And we're not even including hockey, bro. We're not even talking about any of her hockey or her hand-to-hand combat, which we gonna get into that. She can give you hallucinations and bring you to a near-death experience, bro. She can break your mind. Like, she's overpowered. Now, if we get into her hockey, Busoshoku hockey, she's the only one apparently that can do this, right? Bonney is an immensely skilled and powerful master of Busoshoku hockey, as she was able to make Luffy bleed and scream in pain in order to transfer the damage to Marcus Mars. Ken Bonshuku hockey. Bonney possesses the ability to use Ken Bonshuku hockey as revealed in her Vivre card. Bro, like, I saw it somewhere that she's the only one that can do this. But, you know, getting down to the nitty gritty, right, and just summarizing everything, her devil fruit is not a joke. Like, I thought it was a joke in the very beginning. Like, okay, that's cool. You can change your age. That's cool. Like, that's so fucking useless. That's how I saw it. But whenever you throw in awakenings and her ability to affect other people's ages, and then, bro, if you were an able-bodied enemy, right, and she doesn't have to touch you directly, she can shoot you. She can hit you with a staff that is an extension of her ability, right? That's all she got to do. You're turned into skin and bones. There's nothing left to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're done. Like, she going if she wanted to, she could give you arthritis. She can give you dementia. Bro, her abilities are crazy. I'm not saying she can give you dementia, but if you are more likely of a person to have dementia, she gonna age you to that point where you got dementia and you forget why you even fighting. Like, she can make you forget why you have enemies. And then whenever you look at Luffy's is just, you know, not saying it's just, but he has the ability to affect everything freely. You know what I'm saying? His ability is freedom. He's complete free imagination to do anything, right? If he can imagine it, he can do it. But look at Bonney. If she can imagine herself as Nika, she's Nika. As long as she can see herself becoming that, she is that. As long as the world around her doesn't sway her imagination, she is overpowered. You know what I'm saying? If her ability was given to somebody who was like super depressing and had like no imagination or no vision, it would be useless. Along with Luffy's fruit. If you were someone who has zero imagination, those devil fruits are useless to you. But in their hands, unstoppable. Like, that's insane. Like, she's got to be she's top 5 devil fruits now to me. Like, and a devil fruit that can manipulate reality, Bonney has earned so much respect from me just by how she uses her powers. And yeah, the story unfolds and tells us like her ability can do this and do that, but the fact that she's the one that has it is like they say, the devil fruit, they pick and choose who they want to be as their user. How Vegapunk done gave her the highest authority so that she can use all the Kumas. You know what I'm saying? Like, Bonney could be like the 5th emperor. You know what I'm saying? To me, Luffy's he's in the top 4. He's an emperor. But Bonney, she's a runner-up emperor, no doubt. She may not have the whole armada and the fleet to back her up. Actually, that's cap. She's got the Kumas. That's her army, bro. She's got an army of Kumas. My God, yeah, she's definitely like emperor worthy. I'm telling you.